Chapter 39. Deliberately flirting with my ex's brother. Move over a bit. Tommy pushed Justin, shoving him toward Ava. Justin wasn't prepared and his shoulder bumped into Ava's. The faint jasmine fragrance from her body entered his nostrils, and he quickly pulled back to create distance between them. Keep causing trouble and I'll kick you out of the car. Justin turned back to look at his cousin, warning him in a low voice. Tommy crossed his arms and snorted. You're so unromantic. No wonder you're 29 and have never dated. If he didn't help him out, he felt his cousin would be a bachelor for life. Tommy, your cousin doesn't date because the girl he likes doesn't like him back. If the girl he liked actually liked him, he'd probably be chasing after her, wagging his tail every day. Ava's eyebrow moved slightly, not giving Justin any face whatsoever. Hearing that his cousin had someone he liked, Tommy immediately transformed into a curious baby. He propped both hands on Justin's legs, looking at Ava expectantly. Sister, who does my cousin like? Is it you? Justin glanced at his cousin sideways, grabbing his neck to make him sit properly. You're a 4-year-old brat? What exactly have your parents been teaching you? Talking about liking this and liking that. Do you even know what liking means? This extremely mischievous cousin often gave Justin headaches. His little mouth went blabber from morning to night. Now he was even going out to find a sister-in-law for himself. Sister, don't pay attention to my cousin. Tell me who he likes. His small body was lifted by Justin, but his hands were still waving in the air. Your cousin? Ava paused, looking meaningfully at Justin with a pure, brilliant smile. Comparable to the blazing August sun, Justin's temples throbbed. Your cousin likes someone else's girlfriend, Ava said with a smile. Tommy's eyes widened like copper bells. He looked at Justin in shock. Cousin? So you like married women? Justin's face darkened. Where did you learn these words? Cousin, the internet is very advanced now. Don't treat me like a child. The big one and the small one glared at each other, while Ava beside them laughed until her whole body shook. Justin's cousin was much more likable than him. What are you laughing at? Don't laugh. Justin turned to look at Ava, the mask he usually wore in public finally unable to hold up. Ava always had this ability. I can't even laugh. Justin, you're too domineering. Tommy chimed in. Exactly. Not only domineering, but also has bad taste. Such a beautiful sister is right in front of you, and you don't even like her. Instead, going after someone else's girlfriend. Tommy Shaw. Cousin, being loud doesn't make you right. Until the car drove into the Shaw family villa, the war between the cousins still hadn't ended. It finally ended with Justin lifting Tommy by his collar as they got out of the car. Ava walked behind the two, watching Tommy being carried by Justin, continuously waving his little legs in the air. He shouted and yelled, but Justin ignored it all. This somewhat childish side of Justin was something Ava was seeing for the first time. Her first meeting with Justin was when she was 10 and he was 15. She was still in elementary school then. On weekends, she would go play at the Pierce house. Adrian was doing homework in his study while she napped on Adrian's bed. Justin came to find Adrian. She was covered with a blanket, her face almost buried in the pillow. Justin thought she was Adrian and yanked off her blanket. She was sleeping drowsily and got startled. She had always been grumpy when woken up. At less than 5 feet tall, she unleashed a huge tantrum at Justin, who was nearly 6 feet. Adrian seemed to hear the commotion and came from his study. She hugged Adrian, crying with tears and snot, complaining that Justin had pulled off her blanket and scared her. Though her eyes were teary then, she still saw Justin's bewildered expression. Justin explained he didn't know it was her, but she cried extremely loudly. Finally, Adrian chased Justin away. From that incident onward, Justin didn't really like her. Due to Adrian's relationship, she had quite a bit of contact with Justin. Later, Justin fell for Grace. He disliked her even more. When Ava entered the foyer, Tommy had already gotten slippers ready for her, acting like a little gentleman. She really didn't like children, but kids as likable as Tommy were truly rare. She patted Tommy's head and said, "Thank you." "Didn't you not like kids? You're quite the actress." Justin glanced at Ava, his voice lazy. "Cousin, why are you bullying sister again? You're so annoying." Tommy smacked Justin's leg hard, then pulled Ava's leg toward the interior. Not seeing anyone in the living room, he had Ava sit first. Then he pattered upstairs to find Grandma. "Did you put a spell on my cousin?" Justin propped one hand on the sofa back, leaning forward slightly. Ava was definitely the most bewitching woman he'd ever seen. Regardless of age or gender, almost no one disliked her after meeting her once. She acted so obedient and innocent in front of others, but was actually very selfish and self-serving. Perhaps because their first meeting had shown him Ava's true side, she didn't deliberately try to please him. At most, she put on an act in front of others, appearing to respect him greatly. Justin, this makes me feel like you're about to transfer your affections. Ava turned sideways on the sofa, smiling at Justin. Justin, pay less attention to me, lest your heart run from sister to me. I can't take responsibility for you. Justin couldn't help but roll his eyes. You're quite confident. Ava nodded innocently. I do have this confidence. I just don't know if Justin has the confidence. She curved her lips, her fingers slowly moving across the sofa. Not to fall for me. The moment she finished speaking, Justin's finger was hooked. The soft, cool sensation was like a snake flicking its tongue as it coiled around his hand. He felt goosebumps rising all over his body, but inexplicably didn't pull his hand back. Justin's gaze moved down, falling on their intertwined fingers. Ava was very fair, her fingers long and slender, but not thin and dry, rather extremely beautiful, like the finest white jade. The contrast between yellow and white skin made Justin slightly dazed. He had to admit that Ava's ability to gain so many people's favor was indeed based on real assets. She was too skilled at manipulating hearts, even though he knew Ava was just dissatisfied with his tone toward her and was deliberately teasing him. But faced with Ava's approach, his first reaction wasn't to break free, but to wonder how many people she had done this to.